chat either. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Vibe Time with Geri. I have my guest Nathan with me this evening, and David Flowers is taking the night off. How you doing, Nathan?
Oh, as well as I can
I'm
be,
just,
I assume.
yep. I'm just going right into it.
I will
I
go ahead and pre-warn you that if I disappear at any point during the podcast, I just realized my phone's at 15%. I've got it plugged in, so I'm hoping that doesn't happen.
Yeah, I'm hoping that doesn't happen too. And I can't see the chat really. So unless I refresh, and I can't leave you by yourself.
Oh,
Well,
I'll
I guess
be
I could,
fine.
but you'll be just fine if I leave
I'll
you
be
by
fine.
yourself. Yeah, I think you'll be fine.
Oh, yeah. I'll make it work. Best I
Yeah.
can.
Oh, yes, I know you would. I know you would. You wouldn't have a problem doing that on Vibe Time. It could just be Vibe Time with Nate. I mean,
That would be a complete leap forward from doing the Paranormal Unveiled podcast. So I'll be like, oh, I'm here by myself. Let's do this. I'm good at talking to myself anyway. So
yeah, yeah. It was funny because today I was downloading my watch. I have like a recorder watch, and I was downloading it, and I guess I had it on record and accidentally forgot it was on record. So I talk to myself a lot.
the things you realize.
Yeah, yeah. And I was like, who am I having this conversation with?
Oh, I know I talk to myself a lot because
Yeah,
I
and
get the answers I want if I ask
yeah,
myself.
yeah. I'm sure we're not the only ones that talk to ourselves. I'm sure that there's a lot of people out there that that do that.
Oh, for sure, for sure. And I mean, technically, anybody out there paranormal investigating, they're sitting in the dark, talking to themselves, hoping for an answer.
Yeah, for hours at a time. David says that all the time on our tours. Ghost hunting can be very boring because you're always sitting somewhere in the dark talking to yourself for a couple hours.
Yeah, and it can, and and that's where I feel like a lot of the people that are just getting into the field, they have the misconception based off of the simple fact of
Hey, Teresa.
what they see on television. And it's not what you see on television. What you see on television is a condensed version of 10, 12, 14, sometimes 16 hours of filming that they have to
Right.
cut down and make that hour of television interesting.
That's right. That's
So
right.
they get in there and they're like, oh my God, I'm going to experience all this stuff. And then you get into the building and they're like, wow, like, why is nothing happening? Welcome to the
Right.
world of the paranormal.
That's right. And it's so, gosh, I was thinking about that the other day, the amount of teams that are popping up all over the place. I can't even keep track of them all.
Oh, they're
And
everywhere. Hi, Teresa. Hi, Tina. I can actually see the chat this time. I couldn't
oh,
last time.
okay, I can see it I can see it this time. I think with mine, I had to be on one stream. I think I have figured this out. It had to be the way it had to be tonight because I didn't put my show on my page, on my personal
Ah,
page. I
gotcha.
just came right over to the Vibe Time page, and I think what I
Hey,
was
Morgan.
doing was I was running it off of my page, not being able to see anything. So I think, hello Morgan, I have figured this out, and just stay
Oh,
on the Vibe Time, and then I can see everything because I'm trying to get my audience to stick with my Vibe Time with Geri page instead of being on my wall, being over here, being over there.
understandable. You're trying to create basically like a funnel to where everyone stays in one specific spot.
Right. So now I think I didn't even have to refresh my chat this evening like I normally do because I just was like, I'm going to keep it on Vibe Time and just see what happens. So now that's been figured out, I feel better.
Awesome.
I
Awesome.
didn't have to leave you all by your little self to try
Oh,
to
well,
refresh something.
it would have been fine. I got Mothy over here. We could have carried on a conversation, I'm sure.
Hello, Cabin on 360, the best place to go out and investigate. If you haven't been able to do that, make sure that you do go to their page, like it, and look at their investigations
I
that
I
they have
follow
going on.
I follow them on TikTok.
Yes, I do
Uh,
too.
the location is quite impressive from what I've seen so far.
You
So
haven't been yet?
I have not.
Oh, where do you live?
New Hampshire.
Oh no, you need to come visit.
Well, trust me, I'm doing a lot of traveling. So
If you could TikTok around the world, you could TikTok to good old Mechanicsville, Virginia, and go to the cabin on 360 and do an investigation. Am I right?
it's Virginia's like 7 hours, 8 hour drive.
Hey, you'll be all right. It's nothing. It's cakewalk.
unless I get stuck in Virginia traffic again.
Oh
On the
yeah,
way
it
back,
does
uh,
suck.
yeah, on the way back from New Hampshire, we got stuck in traffic, and it actually might not have been Virginia. But anyways, it was around that area. We hit a traffic jam that we were stuck in for over 5 hours,
Hey, Copperhead. Oh my God.
and it was
That's
horrible. What's
I
up,
don't know
Ricky?
where
What's
you
up,
was
Copperhead?
at. Where was you at? Because that, ugh.
Um, I really do feel like it was Virginia because we were about halfway from
Yeah.
Alabama.
I was gonna
Well,
say, obviously it was not Mechanicsville.
no, I actually believe I reached out to the cabin on 360 about coming on my podcast later in the year.
Awesome. You should
So,
come out, like physically come out and make it a point. You will not be disappointed. I promise you that.
oh, I'm sure I wouldn't. For me,
Mm-mm.
it's for me. Okay, so it was Virginia. Thank you, Morgan. But yeah. So for me, it's the travel expenses. For me, that's the main thing
Yeah.
because
Oh yeah.
I work just like everybody else, paycheck to
Yeah.
paycheck, and I wouldn't have even went to Wisconsin last weekend if I wasn't offered to have my plane tickets paid for to go.
Nice. Yeah.
But
Understandable. I understand that.
But I can tell you, Broadhead Manor was amazing. I absolutely loved the event. Bill, the owner, great guy. We had a good time.
That's cool.
I was in the building for 4 days and 3 nights. I think I left the building twice.
Wow. Cabin said you can stay at the cabin.
Hey, I love staying in haunted places. I love that.
Can be on lockdown.
You know what? It would be like going to Broadhead all over again. Just freaking don't let me leave.
Yeah, lockdown with Nathan over cabin on 360.
Yeah, I had to sneak out of the building to go get pizza twice. Which luckily the pizza place was literally a 7-minute walk away, so it wasn't all that horrible.
Yeah, yeah. That's
But
cool.
but it was fun. And then we went down and I did the Connecticut Paracon at the beginning of this month, and that was fun. We've got I think September we've got the Maine Paranormal and Horror Convention coming up, and then I have the promo card here somewhere. I think it's October 16th and 17th. I'll be in Salem for the Salem Paranormal and Horror Convention. So little bit of traveling, and then next year there's a very good plausibility that I've been offered to be flown to Louisiana for the French Quarter and to
Nice.
do some kind of paranormal thing there. I think it's some kind of paracon. I've also got offered to possibly fly to Alabama, which is my home state, and
That's cool.
also possibly Missouri.
Nice.
So it's November. Thank you, Salem. Oh, thank you, Morgan. But
That's cool. Travel
oh,
it is.
a cabin on 360. You cannot kidnap the willing. It's not like you offered me candy at the door to come inside. I just want to go.
We're just gonna offer you pizza.
I will never turn that down.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. That or tacos. Those are my two. You can just lure me right in there with that.
Yeah, you're not going to kidnap me with candy because I really don't like sweets. But if you freaking wave some tacos in front of me, I'm on my way.
Yeah, I can do tacos and I'll do a pizza. Tacos is my favorite though.
Oh, I mean, you can't go wrong with tacos. You can't.
You really can't. That's what I have
But
for
yeah,
dinner.
it was a busy month this month, so I'm kind of actually glad to have a little bit of at least a month and a half before. That is true. I am easier to lure with pizza, but I do love tacos. But but yeah, so it's kind of nice to have almost a month and a half break between events, and I don't think I'll be scheduling myself for 3 events in a month again, or 2 events and then going to another event.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it was hectic.
Oh yeah. Tacos it is. No. Morgan said he's easier to lure with pizza, so pizza it is.
Why not both? Why not a taco pizza?
Taco pizzas. Yeah, tacos are the best. Can't go wrong with them things.
I I love tacos. I make my own seasoning from scratch when I do tacos.
Yeah. You can
It
do a
was
taco pizza.
I don't think I've ever had a taco pizza. I saw someone get one once and it looked intriguing, but
They're good.
I kind of feel like the way that they crumbled, just they crushed up Doritos and poured it all over the top of the pizza. That was kind of a turnoff for me.
Oh no, I don't do that. I do mine do your little crust and then put your taco meat on there with your cheese. Bake your crust, do all that baking first, and then put your toppings on your lettuce, tomato, onion. So
Right.
good. Sour cream. I need that like a hole in my big head.
Well, Cabin, I appreciate that. And if I can get that planned out, don't worry, I'll get it planned out.
Yes, what's nice about the Cabin on 360 though, and that's for anybody that wants to go out and investigate, they're very accommodating, very reasonable. So,
Yeah,
you know,
I agree with you on that. I will say that I've looked at some of the different things that they do, and reasonability as far as price range, definitely reasonable.
well, oh my God, no one tries to lure me with food. I'm so hurt, says Copperhead. Sorry. If you like tacos, we'll get them.
Well, yeah, I mean, the tacos aren't expensive.
No, very easy to make. We're good.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, but yeah. Uh, so it looks like as soon as I get the email, I've been waiting on an email. It looks like when the email comes in, I will finally have my book published by September.
Oh my God. Everybody is getting their little books published, and I'm still working on mine for the last 6 years. But
Oh,
congratulations.
mine's been completely written for 4. I just couldn't find a publisher to take it on.
Ugh.
So
Where's the cabin? The cabin on 360s in Mechanicsville, Virginia. They are on TikTok. They've got a Facebook page. They got Instagram too. So yeah, go check them out. You won't be
yeah,
disappointed. I've investigated there
definitely
many,
look
many
into it,
times.
Ricky.
Mhm. Yep. You should go check it out. You can't beat the
But yeah, so that
three places to investigate. So, but that's congratulations on your book. I might get mine done one of these days. It's part of it sitting right here.
the hardest part is finding a publisher. Writing it was easy.
Yeah.
And I think it had to do with the scope of the actual book itself because it's about paranormal applications and how they function. So I think it was the scope of the book itself that kind of turned publishers off from it because they're like, well, by the time the book comes out, those apps may no longer be popular, blah, blah, blah. Yes, but it gives me the option to write a series
Right.
because it's basically when I start season 2 of the paranormal app test, which I'm hoping to do in December. Um, I didn't get to it earlier on in the year like I wanted to, but I've tried to wait for the winter time to do that because I'm not going to be out and about during the winter. Once the snow falls, I stay inside.
Oh, it does get pretty cold. We do tours, so rain, sleet, snow doesn't matter.
Oh, so you're like the male.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I don't anything under 68 degrees, that's cold to me. I don't want to be outside.
I can handle it. I handle the cold weather a lot better than I do the heat. A lot better. Like today with it being 91 degrees, tomorrow being 94 degrees, and you can't breathe out there. I
It
don't
was
like the cold, but I
it was
do
pretty
better.
warm out today.
Oh yeah, it was
I
like
don't
choking hot.
I don't know the exact temperature that it was here today, but I do know that it was humid. Like you walked outside and
Mhm.
instantly your clothes were sticking to you.
Yeah, yeah. Those are the ones where you just want to throw on a pair of shorts and a tank top or a sundress or something and call it a day because it's that hot outside. So
Oh yeah, I know Colorado gets cold in the wintertime, Ricky. I've seen
yeah,
photos. That's all I need to see.
yeah, oh yeah. I'm sure it does. No, thank you. I'm sure Colorado is beautiful, but I'll stick to the Commonwealth of tax state.
Fair enough. There is times like today. When I walk outside, I miss the Alabama heat because it's a completely different style of heat.
All right, Steve White. I always like it when Steve White comes on because he always has these interesting questions that I love. It makes you think. All right, so Steve White put good evening question. Do you think this summer heat can have an effect on different ghost hunting? devices. Somebody was talking about that earlier where it says, I saw an article, but I didn't have a chance to read it, where somebody said that how heat affects paranormal devices. What do you think?
I kind of that's actually, I'm not gonna lie, that's a thought-provoking question, one that I've never thought of
Hmm.
before.
Hmm.
Um, I would think just like anything else that we use, if you leave it on long enough, the heat could probably cause it to overheat. And
Yeah.
so therefore, if it overheats, it's going to malfunction. Or if you leave something out in the sunlight for too long that's got batteries in it, they get so hot they could physically explode. I mean,
Hmm.
so do I think that heat could play a factor in manipulating or giving false positives from equipment that we use? I mean, that wouldn't fall outside of the realm of plausibility. It's same as cold, cold, battery drain. When people go into these
Hmm.
locations and they're like, oh, I had this battery drain, but yet you're wearing a freaking jacket and 3 layers of clothes. Yeah, your battery drained because it's cold.
Hmm. Yeah, it's a thought. Talon never closes for night tours. It has been brutal hot on the fourth floor and back buildings. Then in the winter, it's crazy cold. Yeah.
Oh, it was brutally hot at Broadhead. That third floor, man.
Yeah, see, no. I'm in a nice air conditioned house with flowers doing our tour on Saturdays. I'm good.
Yeah, see. Oh, and humidity does play a part as well, Copperhead. That's a very valid
That,
point.
that and the humidity plays a big part. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I've never really thought about that because you just go out and run your equipment and, do
It's
your
something
documentation.
it's something that I feel like I'll definitely look further into because it really is an intriguing question. And I am kind of curious about that now myself. So that was actually a really great question and one that I answered to the best of my ability, but I'm not 100% sure that my answer was correct because I really don't know.
Yeah, I wish I would have. Steve, was that the one where was it your Facebook page that actually put that article out? Because somebody put an article out, and like I said, I've been flying by the seat of my pants today, so I saw it, took a glimpse, and I was like, I'll read it later, and forgot about it actually until he just said something about it. That would explain my red pod going bonkers at times.
It could.
Yeah.
I mean, because, when you look at a REM pod, they are such simple devices in all actuality. They're kind of like amped up junior theremin kits that are thrown together in a fancy box. And do they actually work for detecting the paranormal? I'm still on the fence about that because there's so many other factors that can set them off. If you get too close to it with a cell phone, it can set it off. If you get too close to it with a walkie-talkie and you hit the button, it can set it off. To be honest, if a moth flies too close to it, it might set it off. So I'm still on the fence.
Yeah. Yeah. I didn't think about that. If a moth or something flew over it, would it set it off
Yeah,
like
because
one of those?
I've got
Little,
a crystal pod that was built by Lauren Hellickson, and this thing, your hand can go pretty close to it without it going off. But what makes it a little bit different from a REM pod was if you took a Sharpie and you hit the antenna of the REM pod with that Sharpie, it's going to go off. The crystal pod will not.
what is that?
So
What does that look like? Out
hang
of
on, I'll show you.
curiosity, I mean, I don't know what it is.
No, I'll show you.
I don't know everything. Teresa, I don't take much stock in them.
So
Yeah.
this is my custom made crystal pod. The whole top of it is covered with black tourmaline.
Oh, interesting. Oh my. Okay.
Very simple device, rechargeable, no batteries, which is nice. And the antenna you can actually remove.
Okay.
So I'm not sure if it's charged or not. I haven't plugged it in a while.
I don't think I've ever seen one of those.
Okay, so let me reach over here and grab a sharp. So my hand will set it off.
Oh.
So it actually works off of electrostatic, not proximity.
Oh wow. That's really cool.
It's probably one of my favorite devices that I have. It's not as loud as a REM pod either, which is kind of nice. But she custom makes these. You can have all different kinds of stuff put on it, all different kinds of crystals if you're into that kind of thing. She even does some of them that have shark's teeth on the top.
You know I'm a crystal whore. I got enough to open up a crystal shop. If anybody wants to come over here and go shopping, just come to my house.
They're completely custom made. They're well built.
Nice. You'll have to send me the information on that. Oh, you're putting it up now, but nice.
She makes awesome equipment, and she's got a new piece that she's working on that is specifically an electrostatic detector.
Oh, cool.
So I love her stuff. I will always give her a shout out because that is probably one of my favorite devices that I own.
Nice. You'll have to put the link in there and send it to me later so I don't, I'm flying by the seat of my pants.
Yo, no,
Kayla says she likes the lantern. We do have a lantern that we use at the Manor House, and we kind of like that. Boost Paranormal made that one. And that's pretty cool. That one isn't bad. I don't think it's battery operated. I can't remember. And you plug it in and you just kind of set it. But what's nice about that one is it's time period almost correct with the Manor House, because Manor House is 1735. So we kind of use it as a trigger object and a REM pod.
That makes sense.
It kind of makes it really, really cool, because that's one of the things that on the tour we tell our guests is that if you're going to be in a 1700 style home or one that where there's kids, you want to bring something time period correct as a trigger object.
Right.
That way they don't roll up into the Manor House with a PS5 and our ghosts not know what that is.
That's a very good point, and trigger objects are always a great thing. If you can get something that matches the time period, it's always a good idea to at least try it, especially if you have it built in as a device.
Right. Right.
Excuse me. When me and Morgan were down at the New Hampshire Spirit Speakers Expo, she actually put in some raffle tickets to try and win one of those lanterns. We didn't win, but we tried.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a nice little lantern. It gets the job done. What do you think about the cat balls we use? I use those too. Do you use those?
I do. I own a few. Here's the thing. For me, I think they're more accurate than the flashlight method. And the reason I say that is because the flashlight method, when you loosen up that flashlight to where it can be quote unquote manipulated, right? You're also still technically making a connection within that flashlight. So what you're seeing as yes or no answers could be coincidental flashes based off of the connection within the flashlight. So I am not sure if I at all trust the flashlight method, but the cat balls, they have to be physically moved in order to light up. Right. So when I was at Broadhead Manor and we were doing our investigation, which for the record, I am not a fan of dolls. And Bill thought it would be funny to stick me in the doll room for 5 hours. And we were up there doing our thing, and I had 4 cat balls set, basically across from each other on all 4 sides of the room. And we were waiting for our next team, because what they did, so this way, the people who bought tickets for the ghost hunt, they could experience the whole building, because they took everybody, they put them in teams. My co-investigator was Shelley Pruitt from EVP Paranormal, and we were in that room waiting for our next team, and I'm looking at these witch dice that Bill's husband makes, because I had never seen a set before, and I'm like, oh, well, these are really interesting. And Shelly's over there looking at the floor because there was a seam in the carpet, so she was going to let everyone know to watch out for it so that way no one tripped. We're standing there, perfectly still. Cat ball comes off the shelf and rolls across the floor.
Oh, gosh.
So I was like, that happened. I grabbed the cat ball, I sat it back down where it was, and so we decided to move around, do our typical debunking process. It wasn't until we both jumped and landed at the same time that the cat ball lit up. It did not come off the shelf completely, but it did roll a little bit. So what caused that to come off that shelf?
Right. That's weird. That's almost like the Manor House. Yeah, when it was Sarah Halsley, Cabin on 360. She goes out there. She was doing Ryan's show at the time, but she had came out to the manor house and they had stuck a cat ball on the step. And within 30 minutes, it got pushed off. And she
Right.
happened to catch it on video. And I was like, yeah, she gave it to us. So we use it as a part of our tour. But it coming off like that, it was just so sudden and so quick and so unexpected. And it caught her off guard.
It
But
is.
yeah.
It's definitely
Mhm.
unexpected when it happens. If it
Yeah.
lights up, that's one thing. You can get a little bit excited about that, but then you have to go through your normal debunking process of moving around a little bit, making sure it wasn't your own physical vibrations that caused
Yeah.
that to move in any way the slightest.
Right.
But when it straight comes off and rolls,
Yeah.
that's a completely different ball game. And I actually think Ricky, who's in the chat, he was the one who introduced me to the stands that you can buy that are basically 3D printed cat ball stands. So you can actually sit the cat ball down in it.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And I think they're great. They're, from my understanding, they're not all that expensive. I just haven't bought any yet.
Might have to get that because where we're at at the manor house, we set our cat balls up in one particular room, and I always have to smack the table. I'm constantly smacking it to make sure that when we walk into that room, that those cat balls are not going to go off simply by us walking into that room. So I'm constantly testing that table, smacking everything. So stands might be nice. Steve White said question cat balls have become real popular during different paranormal investigations. Is it possible different vibrations could possibly set them off, causing a type of false positive?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, it's absolutely possible. And that's why whenever you have them light up, you do the due diligence process of walking around, making as much physical vibration as
Mhm.
you can within
Right.
that room. Now, here's the thing. If you're in a location that's got a concrete floor, good chance you're not causing that vibration.
Right. Right. That is true. Ricky said I thought of the stand idea a while back. I'll have to get y'all some.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that
would
would be perfect for us because, like I said, we're unfortunately where we're at, we have like this round table and there's this runner on it. And you have to set them a certain way or they're going to move. And then you have to constantly smack everything to make sure that they don't set up because we don't want people on our tour coming into the round table room and on that part of our tour thinking that, oh, that was spirit that moved it when it wasn't. Hello, Eddie. When it wasn't, it's somebody walking in there. So I try to make sure that that's done so that nothing like that will happen because we don't do no false anything on our tour. Everything is,
right.
factual stuff.
and and that
Everything.
and that's something that me and Shelly did when we were doing that thing in Broadhead, where we had the cat ball set up. We physically showed them how difficult it was to make them go off based on how that
Mhm.
floor was set up. And you could walk right by it, you could stomp right by it, and they would not light
Mhm.
up.
Yeah.
But thing is, the cat balls were relatively quiet that night. Besides the one that came off that shelf, and we had another one that was sitting with a supposedly spirited doll that we hadn't sat by. That one lit up twice, but otherwise than that, none of the other cat balls seemed to react. They loved the musical lantern EMF detector that Shelly had.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
played some kind of weird music, but they seem to love that thing.
Now, ours has been lately out there, it's been very quiet. In the first couple years that I worked there and we used them, they would go off simultaneously, and I'd be like, "Why are y'all going off simultaneously like that, all 3 together?" Or I would talk about something and they'd all go off, and I captured all that on video, but lately, they've just been very quiet with those. So, yeah, it's pretty interesting, but I did find, it interesting when Sarah came out there and that ball just went flying off that step. And that was, I think it was back in January or February. I can't remember. It hasn't been that long. So why did it work for her and it doesn't work for us? I'm always asking those questions. Are they tired of talking to us because our guests get more EVP evidence than we do?
Well, you have to think about this. If you're at a location so much, and you're talking to them constantly.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's nice for them to have interaction and talk to new people.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
bringing those people in, and you also have to think about the energy standpoint. Bringing those people in, they're going to have different energies based off of who they are as a person. So
Right.
your energy, the spirits might be used to it. They might know your energy. But if
Yeah.
you bring in a brand new person whose energy is just off the charts, but you don't realize it, they're probably going to be more able to, and more, I guess you could say, convinced to
Right.
try and make contact with that said person.
Right. Right. And energy makes a big difference. And I laugh and joke on the tour with people, and I'm like, they see me 3 nights a week out here, and I'm sure they're bored with me. But it's funny, they do know me by name. In the last couple of weeks, I've had one naming me by my name, plain as day. So I'm like, this is very interesting here. So, it's wild
So
how paranormal
so it
works.
definitely shows intelligence.
Oh, definitely. Yep. I can't, I don't have my glasses on.
Oh, I can't get going more once we move. Oh,
Oh,
I think he's saying he can get going more once he's ready to get back into it. Because
yeah.
he took a hiatus for a little bit.
I gotcha. Okay. We all need to do that sometimes too from
You
that.
do.
Yeah.
You absolutely do, because this will wear you out. It
Yeah.
will.
Yeah.
It gets trying. It gets aggravating sometimes for me with like the sheer lack of respect that people have between investigators. You know, everyone wants to be famous. Everyone wants to one up the next person. Just work
Yeah.
together.
I just try to isolate. I hate to say it. I'm in my own little bubble.
Oh, when I see the drama, I stay out of
Flowers
it.
is in his little bubble. I'm in my own little bubble. He believes more in para-unity. I don't. He's the para-unity person. I'm sorry, I'm not. Sorry,
I just
guys.
I
Love
just
you.
avoid the drama.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm just like, I
I see
think it's a beautiful thing when people get together and they do things, but the other bad side of me is like, that's so phony. I'm sorry.
right. No, I mean it is what it is. I mean, there are so many people out there though that really are phony.
Yeah, like
Like,
sorry.
why are you sorry?
Don't get me. Don't come after me, y'all. I stay right in my little bubble, listening to my little classical music. I'm good.
I like it. And you know what? Here's the thing: they can't come after you because you're welcome to have your opinion on it.
Yeah. Oh, well,
And
that
it's
is my opinion. I work better with horses, dogs, and little chickens and roosters that try to spur me than with the human race.
and not just that, but it's your show. You can say what you want, whether or not they like it.
Yeah, I know. I know. I'm trying not to be mean.
Oh, I'm sure I can name a
Yes, he
couple of
can name a
YouTubers as
couple of
well.
YouTubers.
Trust me,
Yeah.
I'm sure I could. But yeah, I try my best not to get too deep into that area of the paranormal. I try to distance myself from the drama because I
Yeah.
know me, and if someone tries to pull me into drama, I'm gonna lose my shit. Excuse my language.
Yeah. No, you're
It's,
fine. I'm not sponsored. You can cuss as much as you want to.
well, it's just one of those things that I know me and I know my temperament.
Yeah. Yeah, I do
If,
too.
if you come at
And
me and I've done something wrong, then you know what? That's warranted.
oh,
But if
Copperhead
I
said it, hit it right on the head. There are too high egos for complete unity. That's why I just stay me. That's right.
That's right.
I have a lot of people that feel the same way. I'm sure,
I have a very close circle that I work pretty well with.
Yeah.
And those people in my circle, they know who they are. And the rest of them, eventually, if they ever come and approach me, maybe they can make it to that circle. But right now, I'm happy with the circle the way it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, mine's a period. I'm better off that way, trust me. It's a little dot.
Oh, okay, so a little bit smaller of a circle.
Just a teeny. It's a little dot. Yes. Sorry. It's just, it's just me. That's where I'm at in my life right now. It's better that way. Just a little tiny dot.
It is all good. It is all good. Because I get it. I get it.
it gets to be overwhelming, and part of it is that I'm very empathetic and I pick up everything. I don't care how much I ground, I'm picking up everything, and it's just like I am isolating myself to my house, with the exception of going on tours and doing my Reiki stuff, and but it's
I mean,
paracons, well, all that stuff is overwhelming for me.
no,
And
I
then I
can
see the
understand that.
phoniness, and then that bitch side of me comes out, and I'm like, oh my God, really? Are they really hugging over there? They hate each other. I guess they kissed and made up. That's my attitude. I'm like,
I I have been to a few events where I've seen people that I know for a fact cannot stand each other. Stand there and talk like they're best friends, but you could tell by the looks on their faces that they are both very uncomfortable to be
yes,
standing there talking.
yes. I'm a caregiver on top of trying to ghost hunt, and I'm trying to learn my abilities so I can use them. Yeah, I know right where you're at with that too. Except I know my abilities and I've learned how to use them, and it's just like, ooh, this can be overwhelming sometimes. So
Yeah,
classical music it is.
the girlfriend tries to tell me all the time that I have some kind of abilities. I don't personally see it. But she swears I do. Other people swear I do. But it's yeah.
Well, I mean, when you're ready to tap into those, you'll do that. I mean, they're not quite lying based on your aura color. I mean, it is a little bit white and blue in there. It has a little tint of yellow in it. So yeah, I would say that you do have them, but that all comes when that person's ready in due time. Because
So
once you cut that on, you don't cut that off.
right, because you know what I do as far as like my debunking stuff and all that,
Mhm.
and I'm like I'm a firm believer, but I'm uber skeptical. And when when I first Morgan, no, but when I first met Morgan, we were on the USS Salem battleship, and I sent her a message. I think it was the next day or maybe the day after the event was over, and I asked her, "So you picked up on all this stuff on the ship?" And she said, "Yeah." I was like, "How much of it did you Google before you went on there?"
Mhm.
It's not a good question to ask, apparently.
No, no, it is not. I didn't Google shit looking at your aura, because that's the first thing I look at in people. I can't help it. It's second nature to me, and it's like my second set of eyes. I'm going, oh, he does have some gifts in there, but it's not time yet. You'll be all right. It'll come in due time.
Oh yeah,
Auras don't lie.
or abilities surprise you.
Now, aura colors don't lie. That's the beautiful thing of it, and that's why I look at them all the time. I'm like, oh, you can talk to me all day long, but I'm going to be sitting there looking at your little energy field. So yeah, you do have some angelic presences in there, but you'll tap into that eventually. It's just not your time yet.
It's like for me, the only thing that I could think of that I have that could be, and I wouldn't even consider it an ability to be honest. Is I will sometimes have dreams that come true, like precognition.
Okay.
That is about the only thing that I've ever really claimed that I've done in the past, and I don't even mean to do it; it just happens.
Right. Right. Well, other things I think will come up if you
Yes,
tap
Morgan,
into
it
those
is.
abilities. It's amazing. I'll let him stick around after that whole Google thing. Yeah, that would be amazing. I would have had to,
Oh, trust me, I'm sure she's wanted to many times.
yeah, knock you upside your little head. Let's see. Or the ability to surprise you. I had that happen. That's true too, Copperhead. I was told I hide my error. I'm gonna have to take a look at that. You'll have to send me a picture of that. When did you realize you could do what you do? Yeah, auras. For me, I've had stuff like that since I was 6 years old, but I've been doing Reiki and aura work since 2007. I don't know, it just came. Somebody
So it's
told
just
me
kind of
about
like
it, and it
out of
just
nowhere.
somebody well something this lady had I had met this lady that owned an essential oil crystal store, and I walked into her store and I was like, you got a bunch of spirits in here, and they wouldn't shut up. They just kept talking and talking and talking, and she's like, oh, you're one of those reader people. And I was like, oh, that what I have? Because I didn't realize. I thought I was going mentally nuts. And she's like, no, you need to check into energy work and intuitive healing and things like that. And it just went from there, and it just came natural. It just seemed like that it was something that was hidden, and it just popped up, and I was like, oh crap. So with auras, that, when you practice them, or you practice seeing them and looking at those colors, it becomes second nature when it comes to people.
I have to feel like that's an advantage for you though, because if aura reading works in any way that I have a comprehension that it would, and you could see someone's aura, and you could tell it's just bad, to avoid that person.
Yes, I am, and I will tell them sometimes they have a shitty aura too. I don't hold back on stuff because I think that there's room for improvement with people. So if I, like, a perfect example, walking into a building today, it was shitty. It's a building that's supposed to help people, but there was shit there, and I didn't hold back on not saying anything. I spoke. I gave them some incense, gave them some palo wood. I said, cleanse the place.
Right, get it done.
Cleanse it, because if you're in a healing environment, it needs to be clear. And the lady was so sweet and understandable and very open to that. And I was very grateful that she was, and she knew that there was things going on there, and I do that with people too, because it prevents people. Sometimes if somebody has a shitty aura, it prevents them from reaching that next level of their spiritual self to me. So
makes sense.
I like to help people with stuff like that. So to help them reach that higher potential, because aura colors change day to day. Somebody could be in a crappy mood and they have a mossy, yucky aura, but I always ask what their real aura color is, and that pops up, and I'm like, gosh, you got some grief and anger issues. You need to be working on a little bit of past trauma there. If you work on that, you can take yourself to the next level, and I feel that's what I've been put down here for.
I mean, someone's got to do it.
Yeah, and I enjoy it. I enjoy it, and
that's the main thing.
Yeah. The only downside of that was times when I would sit in court and I'd watch the Commonwealth attorney present their case, and I'd be like, boy, he ain't confident presenting that one, because the worst colors would turn all different yellows. And I'm like, oh, he is not confident. I'm going to have to present this shit myself, So.
Steve White, I did see your question, and I'll have an answer for you shortly.
Yep, I'll shut up now. Let's go back to Steve's question.
You're good. So do I believe it's possible that people can experience their own energies that they input into their own environment of their own home and mistake it for a spirit? Basically is what he's asking. I absolutely do. It's what's called a thought form or an egregore, okay? When you're imprinting all of that energy into a location, you're imprinting anger, you're imprinting sadness, you're imprinting joy, you're imprinting all of these different things within that environment. And if you do it for so long, like say if you live at a location for 30 years, you've been there every day of your life, right? Then why wouldn't it be plausible that all of these emotions could be gathered up by the house itself, basically in a stone tape theory style setting, to where you basically created a self thought form that you're mistaking for a spirit?
I would say that could happen. And that's because when I've walked into a couple places like people's houses and they've mistaken it for spirit. I'm serious. They're like, we got a ghost in here. I'm like, really? Let me come over here and check it out. And then I go check the energy, and I'm feeling grief, anger, what is it called? Domestic violence. I'm feeling that. And I'm like, have you ever cleansed your house? And they're like, no, we never thought to do that. So when you cleanse it, it's like all that lifts and all that shit goes away. So it makes you wonder, doesn't it?
So your house
is like that.
Your house, in theory, can work the same as any other haunted location in the United States, to be honest. Like you go to Waverly Hills, they have that rumor of the creeper on the 3rd floor, I think it is, right? The creeper wasn't there to begin with. Somebody saw something they couldn't explain, said that they saw this crawling black shadow that mystified and changed shape, and so many people have told that story for so many years that they have now created a thought form and imprinted it into that environment. And now people are seeing this creeper that, in all honesty, probably never existed before the first time someone mistakenly said that they saw something they couldn't explain.
Right. Now, that's interesting. Morgan, have you ever compared an or a photograph to what you see. I've always been curious if those are accurate. I have been wanting to do that. It's funny that you're talking about that because the other day when I was doing Reiki on a person, her aura was just so pretty. I was like, gosh, I wish I could get one of those cameras, aura cameras, and take a picture so that you could see what I see. So yeah, that's I wanted them to see it, I don't know if they're accurate or not. Honestly, I don't, but I have been thinking about that. Let's see. I agree on your house absorbing your energy. Yep. I bet Sam and Colby said it.
The creeper was around long before Sam and Colby.
I feel a lot of demons are just thought forms too. I agree. If people keep feeding into dark rumor or story things, will hold on to it and use that energy being fed to that idea or form. Yeah, I agree with that.
I do believe in that to an extent because I do believe, in a greater good. I believe in a greater evil. I'm not Christian, so I say greater good, greater evil. And I do believe that there's all manner of beings in between. So are they encountered as often as mainstream media and television shows and stuff would like you to believe? Absolutely not. I have been investigating the paranormal for over 18 years, and I have come in contact with some pretty nasty human entities that had to be removed from a location, but
Yeah.
it was never demonic because people got to think about it like this. If a person haunting a location was a nasty person in life, they're going to leave behind a nasty energy for you to deal with. Just
Yes,
because they're dead does not mean their personality shifts.
that's right.
But
I don't
they
know why people
instantly,
think that. I don't
I
know
don't
why
know.
people think that. They do
They
think that though.
and they instantly think it's a demon just because you're hearing knocking, you're seeing scratching. You know what? All spirit can create all manner of phantom smells. Just because you're walking through a location and you smell a sulfuric smell does not mean that it's a demon.
No.
There's so many different things that would be what I call critical aspects to something that would be demonic. And poltergeist activity, not demonic. It's a poltergeist.
Yeah. And then that's so hard to tell the difference. Okay, we know it was Zach Baggins then. He's terrible,
Yes,
Ricky.
exactly, Copperhead. Exactly what I
Yeah.
was trying to say.
What did I miss on copper? Oh, there he is. If the people were disturbed in life, they're probably are in death. Of course they are. Most are nasty people who are still nasty in spirit. That's true. Or
Oh,
people
that's a
I
good.
just got bad odor. Yes, that might be true too. You have to wonder that though.
You do. I mean, now
You
that
have to
brings into the
wonder.
question of people claim to smell cigar smoke. People claim to smell perfume. Maybe it's body odor.
Yeah. Sometimes I smell urine and burnt stuff and I don't know where it's coming from. I'm like, where is that coming from?
That's
That was,
interesting.
yeah, that was on my way home. The other night, I got a whiff of heavy urine in my car, and I'm like, why am I getting this urine smell in my car? Why am I getting that?
That's a very odd spot to experience that.
Yeah, and it was in my car, and I'm like, why am I smelling that? And it was just disgusting. And then after I went to another, when I was driving down, it was New Kent Highway, I was like, I don't think I would have passed a person peeing in the road because my windows are up. you know but then it went away and I'm like, why am I smelling that?
Yeah,
So
that
I've
one's an
smelled
odd one.
phantom burnt smells, like burnt flesh. I have smelled that, and I'm like, is somebody coming to me because they were in a fire? I don't know. So I've gotten stuff like that. But the other night, I don't know. It's just been very weird these past couple weeks.
Yeah, I've never encountered a urine smell. I
I have,
have encountered almost like a burning wire smell before, which is kind of odd.
yeah,
Um, I have encountered smells that smell like something could be on fire. Um, Garbage. I've smelled phantom garbage.
yeah,
Like it's just a very bad smell. And
yeah,
do I think it's a demon? No. I think it's just something within the environment that just happened to trigger that specific smell at that specific moment. Maybe
yeah,
the spirit was like, hey, I want you to leave, so let me create this funky ass smell for you.
yeah. Burnt flesh is one of the worst.
Oh,
Yes.
I did volunteer firefighting for 12 years. Trust me, I'm aware.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not a never been firefighting or anything like that. But that's just a smell. You
Yeah,
just know it.
it's unmistakable.
Yeah,
It,
yeah,
it's Yeah, it's not something, and a lot of people will also associate the burnt flesh or the sulfuric smells. Once again, relating back to demonic stuff.
Right.
Doesn't mean it's demonic. It doesn't.
Right. I know one time when I walked into a house, all I tasted was sulfur. That's all I tasted in my mouth. It was all up in my mouth, and it was disgusting because I pick up everything. If I touch a person, I absorb everything. Their headache, back pain, whatever they got, I absorb. All I got to do is sit in a chair now. If somebody has a headache prior sitting in a chair, and I sit in that same chair, whatever they had, I feel it.
See, for me,
So,
if I walk into a location and I'm tasting like a sulfuric taste,
mhm,
or I'm smelling a sulfuric smell, my
yeah,
first question is going to be, does this person have natural gas and is their pilot light out?
yeah, yeah,
That would be the
yeah,
first question I would raise.
yeah. Because I have done that a couple of times. And then there was one location that I went to where I tasted, it was just metallic. It was very metallic blood. I don't know if somebody died there, but that's all I kept tasting was metallic taste. And I'm like, this is gross. And I had to move from the spot, but that was also the same night I saw these two little feet go by and my whole phone got zapped. I saw something coming behind me and I went to go flip around. It was at Pamplin Park. My first visit to Pamplin Park in Petersburg. If you haven't been there, that's another one to go to. But
I've not been there.
yeah, oh my God. Yeah, you'll have to get up with Dennis on that one. Him and Chris Banchero. That is Portals to Hell did their filming there.
Oh, I knew
But
it sounded familiar.
yeah, Pamplin Park. I whipped around to see what it was, and my whole phone just died, the whole thing. And it just killed my phone. And that was a fully charged, almost brand new phone.
Interesting.
Fried it. Didn't work for the rest of the night. Had to get a new phone.
I can't say I've ever encountered something like that happening.
Yeah, I did. I had to get a whole new phone. And I think I actually posted on Facebook because I was pissed. I was so mad. And um I had to have the friends that I was with because I think that was my very first time being out there. The friends that I was with, I had to have them do recordings and stuff. They were nice enough to do some recordings for me because my phone got zapped.
I mean,
It was a hot
at least they
mess.
did that for you, I guess.
Yeah. So I got a new one. Burnt smell is the worst. Yeah. Only demon I believe in is them tacos
Oh God.
hitting me and I have to hit the toilet. Always gotta have that one.
Oh, Ricky's awesome though. He's a really good friend of mine. He's awesome.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
avoid the Taco Bell, buddy.
That's kind of hard to do. Taco Bell, I have to have my crunchy tacos with fries in them,
See, it's
nacho
easy for
fries.
me. It's easy for me because I don't have a Taco Bell anywhere near me.
Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry.
No, I do enjoy Taco Bell. Just
Yeah, I was
there's
gonna say
not.
you'll never get the experience of crunchy tacos with fries shoved into them, nacho
I'd be
fries.
intrigued.
Yeah,
I'd be
very
intrigued because
good.
yeah, I think the closest one to me is like 45 minutes away, and I'm not driving that far for Taco Bell.
Yes. Yeah. Got to have your sugar free, or I have to have the Coke, the Zero Baja Blast. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, no, I just wish we get a Waffle House up here. I want a Waffle House.
Yes, that's one of the favorite places to eat. But god dang, around here they've changed them now. You used to be able to go into the restaurant and order. Now you got to stand outside the window, place your order, and you sit in your car and eat it. And it's just not the same shit anymore now.
What?
Yeah, kind of turned me off.
When did they start doing that?
A couple of years ago, because we were doing an investigation and we were going to go out to Waffle House. It was after one of our investigations, and every Waffle House we went to, you had to go up to the window and place your order. They closed the restaurant down at a certain time where you can't even go in there anymore.
Well, you know what? If people would quit fighting at 3 a.m. in the damn lobby, maybe they wouldn't have to do that.
Yeah, yeah. And I think what it was is that they were having a lot of problems with high school students coming in really late and, like 1, 2 a.m. And it was young people coming in and just causing so much of a ruckus. I guess they just stopped doing it. So,
I mean, you got to watch out for the business, I guess.
yeah, definitely. Yep, happened to me when me and my sister, that's my sister Tina on there, went to Hollywood Cemetery. Phone went completely dead. Yeah, I remember that. Her phone died.
I don't think I've ever had that happen to me.
Yeah, yeah. What's the
But
Ghost Hunters and Waffle House? Never got that.
because it's
What's
open
the
late
Ghost Hunters?
and it's
Yeah,
delicious.
yes.
They have the best hash browns.
I'll have to agree on that. I'm not gonna lie about that.
That is the only reason I really want one around here, specifically so I can go and get hash browns.
Yes. Yeah. Well, hopefully you'll get that. But you're like me. I mean, well, we got some places to eat around here, but if we want to go to a Taco Bell, if we want to go to McDonald's or any places like that, we got to drive about 40 minutes because
Yeah,
I'm
see,
out in the country too. But we have some restaurants out here. They're not fast food. They're like family owned restaurants out here, but all we have is a Hardee's, and I'm not eating at Hardee's.
no, no, no.
Mm-mm. Yeah.
No. Yeah, no, we have a pizza place, two Chinese places, and I love I love Chinese food, but I hate Chinese food. It's a love hate relationship because I hate how after I eat it, 30 minutes later I'm hungry again.
You're hungry again. Yeah.
I can't stand
Yeah.
that.
And
But
the yeah.
so I don't really go to either of those, and we have a Salt Hill Irish pub.
So you really don't have much out there. I bet your Urbana has more restaurants than y'all do.
And they recently put in a Mexican place,
Yeah,
like a year ago, but it's
yeah,
not Taco Bell.
yeah. We got a Mexican place, and we actually just got a European deli in this past week, and it shocked the shit
Nice.
out of me. They got little German food in there, Polish, I just all kinds of. It's a European spread, so I'm having a field day
That's interesting.
in a small little town. I'm in a town of 458 people.
That is an
Our little
odd spot to open that
yeah,
kind of a restaurant.
yeah, our intersection, we've got an four-way stop. That's it. We have no stoplights or anything.
Small
Yeah.
towns sometimes are the best, though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. We're home of the Oyster Fest, so we have our Oyster Fest the first November of every year. So we're known for our Oyster Festival.
I know when I'm
Thousands.
not. I know when I will not be visiting.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's a small little town. You blink, you're out.
Uh, my town's a little bit bigger than that. That's why it shocks me that we really don't have much here.
Yeah.
But I forgot we have a Dunkin' Donuts too, of course. Because what
Oh,
town up
see,
here
we don't
doesn't?
even have no Dunkin' Donuts. I don't even think they
I
got a
don't.
Dunkin' Donuts anywhere.
I don't feel like there's a town here in New Hampshire that doesn't have one.
Yeah. That's cool though. We don't have it, and I don't foresee us getting one anytime soon because our county doesn't. They don't want to build up,
Makes
which is
sense.
fine to me. I'm okay with that. I like being in the country with cows. I'm good.
Cows
I'm
don't bother you.
Yeah. I'm perfectly content with that.
Yeah, they don't bother you unless you bother them.
Yeah. I'm perfectly content with them crossing the road and getting in the middle of the road and me saying, "Well, 911, let me call." You know.
As long as you
We're
don't
going
hit
like,
it.
can you get your cow out the road? Can you come get it? I got to go to work. I'm late. You know.
Yeah, as long as you don't hit it.
Yeah, definitely. Don't want to hit one of those. Definitely not. Let's see. What do you mean, Eddie? It's 60. I don't know what that means.
I was
Yeah, it
curious
does.
about
I
that as
have to
well.
buy another. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. My body cam got fried. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't see that up there. Copperhead. My body cam got fried in Tala. I love that thing. It was the one you had, Geri. Oh, that sucks. You got to wait for Amazon's like what is it? Their Prime days to come on, and then they knock that body camera down to like less than 100. Oh yeah,
Oh,
Route
Route 60.
60. Okay, I had to think there for a second. Yeah, that sucks, Copperhead. Oh
Yeah, because not like those things are cheap either. So
no, I got two of them sitting here.
I
Oh,
have yet to acquire a body cam. I will eventually.
I love them things because you just clip and go. You forget about it and you go, and that's why I've caught more stuff on my body camera than anything
I
because you
mean,
clip and go.
look, there is a good chance that if when I'm investigating, I'm going to forget something anyways.
Yeah, yeah,
Because I lay out equipment everywhere, and I have a
yeah.
recorder running in every room, and sometimes I forget to go back and check, make sure I grabbed it. I mean, it happens.
Yeah, I've had people tell me my aura color is as a matter of fact, I was looking at it tonight. Right now it does stay purple, but because I've been doing some frequency therapy, it's actually turned to a turquoise color because I keep an eye on my aura since I work on animals so much. Tomorrow I have a bunch of horses I work on, and I have to make sure my aura is a certain color, my clothes are a certain color, because anything that I don't know how to explain it to you. If there's one thing that's off in my energy field, I can't work on them horses because they pick up all that.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, but I do have people. I have had people tell me that my aura is more like a rainbow, and then when I'm doing Reiki, it goes into a purpley color. But right now, I can tell you right now it's turquoise blue because I was listening to classical frequencies. So I'm doing a different type of therapy. It's I think it's SSP therapy, where it's the frequencies go up and down, and it's supposed to help regulate your nervous system.
Interesting.
So if there's any past trauma that you have, it's supposed to bring that up. It's very interesting. I've been reading a lot about it. So I got my session stuff today and I've been listening to it, and there's a big difference there. It's supposed to clear the whole aura field. And so far it's worked quite nicely actually.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You have to give me that information because I'd be curious to try that myself just to see what it does.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. But you got to have like a little notebook next to you because it'll bring up stuff, and then you document it, and I don't know, I can't explain the frequencies to you. It's just they go up and down, and the type of music it's intentionally set that way, but it's supposed to help clear the nervous system. So,
Interesting.
yeah. I've noticed a little purple cup. I've noticed a little purple a couple of times, is why I had to ask. No, I know, I appreciate that. I've had people tell me that, but before I came on, I was looking at it. It was turquoise because I was like, okay, am I okay for these horses tomorrow? Because they've been through trauma, so you can't have trauma and trauma, like bad energy trying to mix in with them.
That makes
Let's just
sense.
Yeah, let's just hope my clipboard don't get eaten, because last time one took a big chunk out of it. I'm
I
like,
mean,
give it back.
if they're hungry, they're hungry.
Yeah, I know. I was like, what are you doing? I thought he was just sniffing it. I don't know. He went to go eat the whole thing. I was like, give my damn clipboard back.
That is
So,
awesome. That is awesome.
yeah. Yeah, David's not. Oh, if David's on, I don't see him anywhere. Oh my God, it's 9:03. Here I'm sitting over here worried about what are we going to talk about?
I told you. I told you. Fly, seat of your pants. We'll make it work.
Yes, I see that. It has, and most of the time I do fly by the seat of my pants.
Like I
Gosh,
said, that
you
sometimes it's the best conversations.
yes. No, that's really cool that you do notice that. So that's really awesome. You're welcome. I just noticed those things not intentionally. That's really cool. I appreciate that. Because that lets me know too that I'm on where I need to be. I don't want no shit. No, you ain't gonna see no yellow and shit coming up in my aura. Nope. It ain't happening. Yes,
Thomas,
glorious weirdos. Yeah, I know we are.
Thomas, you're late, buddy.
Yes, very late because we're getting ready to get off the air, and Nathan's going to come back on the show. I'll have to schedule him another day because this was fun.
You
We
just
didn't
let
get
me
to talk
know.
about our aliens. We didn't get to talk about Bigfoot. None of that shit.
I can't see the eyes. There we go. Yes, I come in peace. Don't worry.
Should have worn that the whole show. That would have been funny.
You know what? The thing is, I can't tell where the eyes are. Like
Oh
the
gosh.
first time I put it on, it was all crooked.
Oh,
Very difficult to see through.
Yeah, I guess we can't do the whole show that way. I
No,
take it yellow is bad. Yellow in your aura is it depends on the color of it. If it's like a pea yellow, then a person has some issues with confidence. It could be nervousness. I mean, some of it can be bad if it's a P color. P colors are most of the time when a person should be doing something that they're not doing because they have a lack of confidence in themselves. So they're not going to do it because they're a fear of failure. They're afraid they're going to fail. You know, and then like a lighter type yellow could mean a sign of nervousness. So I mean, aura colors, they vary, and I try to focus on the bad ones. I can't help it because I want that person to get that help that they need. If I focus on the good ones, they're not going to want to turn within and look at the uglies because we don't want to do that. We want to be the dressed up trash can and look all nice on the outside, and on the inside it's not so nice in there. Right. And so when I do my Reiki, I try to focus on some of those bad colors just so I can tell the person, okay, this is where you need to be going so that you can get to your next level. So I focus on the ickies, you know, because I think that when people come to me for Reiki, they need to benefit from it. And we're supposed to be putting people turning them back to a natural state, right? Natural state of relaxation and activating what they already have within. So that's my job, to help them activate that. Well, everybody wants to do all this spiritual healing, intuitive stuff, but you really got to turn inward and look at your own shit first before you start messing with other people.
That's very true.
You can only take people as far as you've been. And if you ain't been there, you ain't taking them there, and they're going to know you're full of shit. And I know a lot of people on TikTok and Facebook that call themselves intuitive healers, but they're full of shit. And yes, I said that. Yes, I did. It's a little soft spot with me. Sorry, Nathan.
Doesn't bother me any.
I can't stand it. I can't stand it. It's like, look, I hold energy, intuitive stuff so close to me. It's like right here. And so when I see, it's like a paranormal investigator too, when they're full of shit. It strikes my chord, and I'm like, God, they're so full of shit, and they got these people following them thinking that they're really doing something. And how can you be an intuitive healer when you're not even healing your own damn self? So you can't go out there and work on other people when you're not working on your own shit. Okay,
because they refuse. Because I kind of feel like they're refusing to look at themselves. They'd rather look at other people because they don't want to see what's wrong with themselves. Yeah. But if you don't fix what's wrong with yourself, how do you expect to fix other people?
Right. And who's the healer? You know, the healer has to have healing too. And so you can't just turn within and say, oh, I'm doing all this inner work. No, there's somebody that's got to be helping you with that.
Right.
You know, I don't want to hear, oh, I just pray to the universe and they help me with it. That's such full of shit. Even I got people that help me with my own stuff. You know, I can't do stuff on my own. I have no shame in my game either. None whatsoever. You know, because as a practitioner, you're carrying all this stuff that other people have. You can cut the cords, but you're still carrying certain things, you know, right. And that has to be released to somebody. So True. That's what makes it, you know, oh gosh, it gets under my skin, as you can tell. Sorry.
It's all good.
Am I wrong? I believe that Nate has a greenish color. He does, but his Nate's aura is right now. It's mixed. It's got white in there, which is angelic presences are present around him. He does have a little hint of green in there. There's a little bit of tiny bit of yellow in there, but that, you know, that part can be worked on. Sorry, he asked me. I see a little hint of green in there, but it's more of a angelic presences, and there's some things that he should be doing that he's not doing because there's not a lot. He's lacking in a little bit of confidence on things, but he'll be all right.
Well, you know what? I've always said I have a lot of stuff I got to work on personally. So
who doesn't? Who doesn't? Because if you tell me that you've worked on all your stuff, you're full of shit. Because we sit over here and we subconsciously, every thought that you're thinking, every feeling you have is in the subconscious. So I don't even, you know, you think you've worked through something, and then when you're like me sitting here listening to these little frequencies, the shit pops up, and I'm like, damn, I forgot about that, and then I got to write it down, you know, so because I need to process that next week, you know. So yeah, it's like I have no shame in what I'm doing as far as processing and telling on myself. The one who always has to say love and light tend to be the ones that are like that. That's what I've gathered in my experiences, at least. Yes, that is true. I will say love and light occasionally, but the one that I can't stand the most is hello, collective souls. That one just pisses me off. Okay. Don't
Yeah,
collective
never
soul.
heard that one.
I hear it quite frequently. Hello, collective souls. I'm like, you know what? When people are on a spiritual journey, they don't know what the fuck collective souls mean. They don't know what that means.
Soul is a band.
You know, so it's like, what does that mean? Because when you got somebody that's trying to learn, they don't know what that means. And you're up here trying to be way up here. My daddy used to say, if you have to use big words, you're a dumbass. My dad used to say that if you have to use big words that people don't understand, that tells me you're not intelligent. Take it down a notch. So it looks like a little can of worms got opened here. If someone claims they're done, all the work is wrong, the inner work never ends. You're absolutely right. And I can attest to that because I've had one hell of a day. Someone once told me that they was a medium.
Really?
I said I was large. You're so funny.
Oh, Lord.
Okay, I'm done with my tangent now. Thanks for listening.
That's what I'm here for. It's all good.
Oh, Lord have mercy. You can tell how close I hold this stuff to me. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
You know, so I don't, that's one thing that my confidence is at. I had one lady one time tell me that I had a lack of confidence and she didn't I was like, you're so full of shit. No, I don't. I'm very confident in the work that I do. Very confident. I was like, I'm not even going to let you go there with that one. So they didn't talk to me anymore.
Well, then they didn't need to talk to you to begin with.
No. Nope.
Look
So
at that. The trash took itself out. One of those type deals.
I was like, fuck off. So, well, you guys, I appreciate you coming on my show. It's 5 Time with Geri. We're on every Tuesday night, Eastern Standard Time at 8 p.m. And then, of course, we always appreciate you, Nathan, coming on. I think this is your second time.
It is. And I always appreciate you guys having me on. So
it has
if you want me back on, and you want me back on, all you got to do is reach out with some dates and we'll get it worked out.
Yes, I sure will. And I'll try to I know the next couple months you'll be busy, but, have fun in your travels.
I've got some stuff going on. I've got my own podcast on Wednesdays. As long as it's not on a Wednesday, I can make it work.
Yep. Well, podcast for mine's always Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, yeah. But we appreciate you guys coming on. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you for everybody in the chat.
Yes, and if y'all didn't get a chance to watch it, I'll be downloading it as soon as I can to my YouTube channel and my Spotify. So, good night, you guys.
Good night, everyone.
I think I'm going to do this right. If I knock us off, I don't mean to. Because Flowers normally does this for me. I think it's the end stream button. Let me see.
50-50 shot.
Oh, gosh. Okay.